What is up everyone, Movie back again with another video, and today is going to be another what's coming next month, and it's going to be for May 2021. It seems like just a few days ago I was doing the April 2021. This year is flying, mainly because we've all been stuck indoors once again, but that is starting to ease here in the UK now, and guess what we've got coming next month? That's right, the cinemas are opening on the 17th of May 2021, and if you're a cinema goer like myself, you know, I'm sure most of you are who are watching this, that is exciting news. It gives me some AAA titles to talk about towards the end of the video. Not, you know, there's not a big load of releases coming in May. They are mostly starting to churn out in June and July and stuff. But there's quite a few here to talk about. Now, let me just say before I start the video, there might be some titles here that get the release dates moved a little bit. Especially one towards the end of the video, which I want to talk about. The trailers didn't have any dates, but the internet is adamant that it's coming on this date. So when I get to that, I will talk about that. And I haven't included every release. I mean, Netflix throws a hell of a lot of stuff around out on their streaming services there. I've just tried to pick the ones that I think may interest you, may interest myself, ones that I feel like people are going to watch. You know, the more sort of popular titles, because if I picked everything, we'd be here all day. I mean, there's about 100 releases coming out this month, but they are mostly originals down to streaming services and cinema releases. Okay, so we go through Shudder, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus and Netflix, and the cinema releases. I don't really include TV programs apart from, which I did include last time, which was Line of Duty. That's because it's such a popular show that I wanted to include that. But I don't really go for TV shows, if that makes sense, you know, programs coming to Sky or whatever. So just want to get that out the way. Also, if you want to check out any of these trailers, if these movies sound good, the trailers will be down below. A link to all of them, apart from one, which I'll get to in a bit. I will explain why there's no trailer. So, let's just get into it with what's coming on the 2nd of May. So on the 2nd of May, we do have something I've just mentioned. That is the Line of Duty finale. Yes, I've been watching this show all month, and it started, I think it was in March it started. I've been watching it all month this month. There's one more episode to go. I am so excited. I've been doing lots of Line of Duty videos on the channel lately. I've just done a podcast with my friend Owen. It's like a preview show to the finale, if you want to check that out, where we sort of guess who H may be, if H is going to be unveiled, and what we think is going to happen in the final episode. But I don't want to come out with too many spoilers here, because I know there's people who haven't seen that show, but I'm really excited for it. I think it's been a really good series so far, and there's been some dramatic moments, let's put it that way. I do feel like the last episode here is going to have a lot to throw at us, so yeah. If you're a Line of Duty fan, of course you already know this date. 2nd of May, the Line of Duty series finale. Coming on May the 4th, May the 4th be with you, because yes, we are getting a Star Wars release here, and this is on Disney Plus, and this is called Star Wars The Bad Batch. Now this is a prequel / sequel to the Clone Wars. It's an animated show, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know anything about it, because I don't. I watched the trailer and I've never seen the Clone Wars or anything like that, but I know there's a lot of people who are fans of the Clone Wars who are so excited for this show. And when I was watching this trailer, it did actually make me want to maybe get into the Clone Wars a little bit. It looks really action-packed, good animation, you know, not the best I've ever seen, but it's a good, quirky style, I feel. And it does look good. I mean, if I was a Star Wars massive fan, I'd be hyped for this, I'm sure. But I can't really tell you too much about it, other than it's the aftermath of the Clone Wars and what's going to happen then, but it does go back as a prequel as well. That's all I can tell you. I know there's a lot of YouTubers who are excited about this, who I've spoken to, but that is Star Wars The Bad Batch coming on May the 4th. And there is one coming on May the 7th as well. I mean, they're releasing 2 episodes really quickly there. So I think one's coming on May the 4th because it's Star Wars Day, and then they're releasing one on May the 7th, which is a Friday, I believe. And then they're going to come every Friday. So, yeah, Star Wars fans, get excited for Star Wars The Bad Batch. Coming on the 5th of May, true crime fans, is The Son of Sam, otherwise known as Sons of Sam. Now this follows the aftermath of killer David Berkowitz, who terrorised New York for a whole year in 1976. And it's also called Sons of Sam because they feel like he never acted alone, and there's an investigation into who his accomplice was. There's interviews where he's saying, I was there when the trigger was pulled, but I didn't pull the trigger, stuff like that. So it seems really interesting. There are links to him and the Manson murders. So yeah, I remember watching the film Summer of Sam, and that everyone in that film is kind of on edge because there's this killer going around killing women and stuff. It's a really good movie, by the way, but I'm interested in this. I love my true crime, and I'm gonna watch it. I really enjoyed The Night Stalker, and I can see why Netflix are throwing these true crime programs out, because everyone jumped on that and loved it. And I also watched The Cecil Hotel, so I'm going to be on board for this, a limited series called The Son of Sam, on May the 5th, coming to Netflix. Coming on the 7th of May, we do have a Netflix original movie called Monster. This stars Kelvin Harrison Jr. and John David Washington is in there as well. And this follows a young photographer who's just sort of trying to fulfill his dream, taking pictures here and there. And he comes across a basketball court, and it looks like these gangsters are asking him for pictures and stuff, you know, getting photos with the money and all that. And he seems to be charged with a murder in the middle of all this, wrongly accused, and he goes to jail. And it's about him sort of fighting his way out of prison because he's innocent, and he has to battle the courts and stuff like that. And it looks like there's this lawyer who is really throwing the book at him, you know, really just wanting to put him away. And it looks like it's going to be a struggle for him. Now, it looks along the lines of Just Mercy, if you get me. I mean, this kid can go away for the rest of his life if found guilty. So it looks like an interesting drama. I might check that one out, actually. It looked really well made and stuff. Also, on the 7th of May, we do have a Shudder original called Fried Barry. Yes. This trailer looked absolutely insane. It looked terrible, but it might be one of them films that is so bad it's good. I mean, there's this guy who doesn't talk, this really tall looking fella, but an alien has possessed his body or abducted his body, really, and it just goes out doing what it wants by using him. Look, this trailer was just a mismatch of things happening. If you want to check it out, it is down below, like I said, but it doesn't look great, I'm not going to lie. But never judge a movie by the full trailer. It might give you an idea, but it might surprise you when you see the full thing. Like I said in an earlier video, Starship Troopers looked terrible to me, and I love that movie now, so... Although this doesn't look anything along them lines. But if you want to check out Fried Barry, it's down below. That is coming to Shudder on the 7th of May, along with Monster coming to Netflix on the 7th of May. Coming on the 8th of May, we do have a movie that is smashing the Chinese box office, apparently, and this is coming to Netflix, and this is called Super Me. So, like I said, Chinese box office, there is subtitles. Sorry if you don't like that sort of thing. Doesn't bother me, I get more invested in the movie. But this is about a screenwriter who finds a way to bring these antiques that he dreams up into the real world, and his path goes on a different route. I mean, some crazy things start happening. That's all I know. Going from the trailer, it didn't give me any hints of where this story is going to lead or anything. It just looks like this guy who is just shooting machine guns everywhere. It looked really strange. There's looked like a lot of special effects in there and stuff like that. But I thought I'd mention it if it's smashing the Chinese box office right now. It might be wanting to draw to your attention. But that is Super Me, coming to Netflix on the 8th of May. Coming on the 12th of May is another foreign release. I do believe this is a French film, but I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I'm pretty sure it is though. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. This is called Oxygen, coming to Netflix on the 12th of May. This looks like the film Buried with Ryan Reynolds in, where this woman is just enclosed in this one space. It looks like sort of a pod with computer screens around her, but she's running out of oxygen, and she's got like 90 minutes to get out of there, and I think she can use the computer to sort of help her get out. And it looks like it flashes back to her life beforehand and stuff like that. So I don't know if the whole 90 minutes is going to be like Buried, where it's just in this one place, but most of the movie looks like it's going to be like that. I didn't quite know what to think. It looked interesting enough, but it might be terrible. I don't know. It's a really, you know, futuristic science fiction type deal by the look of it. But that is Oxygen, coming to Netflix on the 12th of May. And coming on the 13th of May is one for horror fans called The Reckoning. This is coming to Shudder, and this all takes place in the plague in the 1600s England. And this woman finds herself charged with witchcraft around that time. And when she is put on, you know, awaiting trial, she starts to become aware of the devil possessing her. And all these people have already accused her of having the devil inside her. So it's an interesting one. You know, I'm not really overly... I don't really overly enjoy these type of location movies, but this one did actually look really good. So I might give it a go. That is The Reckoning, coming to Shudder on the 13th of May. Coming on the 14th of May to Netflix is I Am Girls. Now, this one looked like a brutal film. This is basically about human trafficking, but there looks like there's so many intense scenes in there. You know, it looks like the FBI or whatever trying to bring down this human trafficking league, and it looked really gritty and violent and, you know, really realistic. I don't know many of the people who were in this movie, but it just looked like one that might be worth your time if you like that over the top, you know, dark feel. I mean, this looked close to real life, and real life is the scariest thing any movie can give me, really. So that one might be one worth a watch. Next up is The Woman in the Window, and this is coming to Netflix as well. This stars Amy Adams. Now, this was due for the cinematic release about just before lockdown, I believe. I remember seeing the trailers in the cinemas and stuff, but it's finally coming to Netflix now. And this looks really, really good. I mean, it's one of the better movies of the month that's coming out by the look of things. It's got a Rear Window type feel to it. Amy Adams has this, I forgot the disorder she has, but she can't go outside. I mean, she's too scared to go outside, and she just is locked herself at her home. This couple move over the road, and the neighbour knocks to introduce herself, and she ends up making friends with her, and she becomes obsessed and starts spying on this neighbour, and something happens where this neighbour is killed, and then 2 minutes later this neighbour knocks on her door, and she's really confusing her. She doesn't know if people are playing tricks on her. She doesn't know if it's her mind and she's going crazy, whatever. But it looks like a really good thriller, and Gary Oldman's in there as well, so that one might be worth checking out. Next up, I was just looking down. There is The Underground Railroad. Now, this is coming to Amazon Prime, and this is a series coming from Barry Jenkins, who, of course, won the Oscar for Moonlighting. So, this is one that Amazon Prime are really bigging up. It looks like a very slow-paced TV show, but it's about this young girl who was born into slavery, I think, and she escapes on this train, and it looks like, I don't know if it's Joel Edgerton who is playing this guy, but this slave hunter is coming after her. I think it's Joel Edgerton from the trailer. It looked really good, like a really good drama, but however, it does seem very slow-paced as well. So that is The Woman in the Window, The Underground Railroad, and I Am Girls, all coming on the 14th of May. 2 of them to Netflix and 1 of them to Amazon Prime. On the 17th of May, rejoice, the cinemas are open. Yes, and what better way to start that with Peter Rabbit 2. Yes, Peter Rabbit 2 is the big release on the 17th of May. Now, we are getting Nomadland and Sound of Metal releasing in cinemas on that day as well, but I'm not really going to talk about them this month because I did speak about them last month. They were released on streaming services in April, and I did go into more detail then. So I'm just going to talk about Peter Rabbit 2 for the 17th of May here. Now, Peter looks like he's going to the city, really. I mean, I've never seen the first Peter Rabbit film, I'm not going to lie. But this trailer looked really fun, actually. I've seen it a hell of a lot of times in the cinema. I mean, it was due to come out when cinemas reopened for a little bit as well, but it just didn't. But it looks like a fun movie for kids, you know, some good animation in there. I really like the voice acting and stuff like that. I might check Peter Rabbit 1 out this month and then go and see that on the 17th of May just so I can go into the cinema. I mean, it's more likely I'll probably go and see Sound of Metal or something, which I haven't watched yet, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go and see Peter Rabbit 2 and review it on the channel. Who knows? That is the 17th of May. First cinema release of the month, Peter Rabbit 2. Coming on the 20th of May, honestly, I was going to give this my pick of the month. I just missed out, and I didn't expect anything from this movie, and that is Psycho Gorman coming to Shudder on the 20th of May. Now, hear me out. This looks absolutely brilliant. This is basically about a monster that is summoned by these 2 kids, and he is this evil, horrible monster. It's a horror comedy, by the way, but they've got this stone to control them. so he can't really hurt them as long as they're controlling them. And they just hold the stone and say, wait over there till we wake up and we're ready to come out and play tomorrow. And he's like, I'll get you for this. And he just has to go and sit in the corner and wait for them to wake up. But it looks like they're going to use him to get on their side and, you know, just go on this big fun-filled adventure. It's a horror comedy, like I said, but it looks so much fun. If you check any of the trailers out down below, check this one out, because honestly, I laughed my ass off in this trailer about 3 or 4 times. It looks really good. That is Psycho Gorman. Definitely going to watch that on the 20th of May, coming to Shudder. Coming on the 21st of May, we do have Army of the Dead. This is a big day for releases, by the way. Now, I don't entirely know if this is coming to cinemas as well, but I do believe it will. However, it's definitely coming to Netflix on the 21st of May. This is Zack Snyder's newest movie from the first time in 2 months. I mean, this is the first time he's released a movie in 2 months. Can you believe that? No, really, really good year for Zack Snyder, getting his Justice League out, and this one looks really good as well. This is going to follow a group of mercenaries who go into Las Vegas, which has been plagued by a zombie outbreak, but they want to get, do this heist and get this money. So they're being really brave going into this, fighting all these zombies just to get this money. So it's up to them. They chose to do it. This follows Dave Bautista, who's going to lead this team by the looks of things. Now there's a shot in the trailer where he's just running across a load of tables, shooting these zombies everywhere. Look great. However, I'm not quite sure about the direction they're going to go with the zombies here, because they've made their own army. They can walk and talk. Well, obviously they can walk, but they can communicate with each other. It looks like they're human with just flesh thrown on them. It looks like they're acting more human than regular zombies do, if you get me. But it might be interesting, something we've never seen before. But that is Army of the Dead, coming to Netflix and maybe cinema. Now, next up is Spiral. Now, this is Chris Rock, who came up with this idea as a spin-off to the Saw series. He's going to star in this as a detective who gets a tape into his police station and it says "Play Me," and it's someone mimicking the Jigsaw killer, like a copycat or something. And Samuel L. Jackson is also in this as Chris Rock's father. But it's about Chris Rock trying to take down this new type of Jigsaw killer. Looks kind of like Seven. I'm not saying it's going to be good at that or anything at all like that, but I have high hopes for it. I mean, there's a scene in the trailer where Chris Rock, his acting just comes off a little bit dodgy when he's trying to be serious, but we'll see. He might blow me away in the film, I don't know. Happy to see Samuel L. Jackson in a Saw movie though. I nearly gave this one my one to watch, but I'm really excited for it. And this is one of them releases that I don't know if definitely going to come out on the 21st of May. I'm hoping it does, but that is coming to the cinemas. So yeah, some websites are saying the 17th of May when the cinemas open, others are saying the 21st. I went with the 21st just to be sure. That is Spiral, starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, a Saw movie spin-off. And the next one is another cinema release, I believe. I think this is coming to HBO Max as well in the US. That is Those Who Wish Me Dead. Now this is a movie starring Angelina Jolie. I haven't seen her for quite a while from recent memory. This film looks brilliant. It looks like a really strong thriller. Basically, Angelina Jolie is a fire jumper, whatever that means. I'm sorry if I don't know what that means. It looks like she's a firefighter, sort of. And she's battling these fires in the rainforest. And just outside of the rainforest, I don't know if she witnesses this sort of these hitmen trying to kill this guy, but his son escapes. And these two hitmen come after his son. And he runs to Angelina Jolie for protection, and she has got to protect him. But while at the same time, it all takes place in the rainforest with the fires coming down and stuff. So they're not only just battling the two hitmen, they've got to be wary of these forest fires. It looked really, really good. I watched the trailer and I thought that looks like one I'm going to go and see at the cinema. It also stars Aidan Gillen, who you'll remember from Game of Thrones, Littlefinger. He is one of the hitmen, so he's always a good baddie, isn't he? But yeah, that is Army of the Dead, Spiral, and Those Who Wish Me Dead, all coming to the cinemas. Hopefully, one of them definitely coming to Netflix on the 21st of May. Coming on the 26th of May, we do have Nail Bomber Manhunt. Now, this is coming to Netflix. This is the only one here that I don't have a trailer for. I do apologise for that, but there is no trailer for it. I just know it's coming to Netflix on the 26th of May. And this follows David Copeland, who some of you may have heard of here in the UK. He was a nail bomber, basically. I think he blew up a few places, like shopping malls and stuff. but he planned to bomb planes and everything. Now, I watched the documentary on this when I was a kid. I couldn't get to sleep all night because it was one of the very first true crime documentaries I watched. I don't know why I watched it. My mum and dad had it on the TV, and I couldn't get to sleep all night because it was so scary. Like I said, real life is more scary than the movies to me. And I'm going to watch this just to, just because I was terrified as a kid, but it interested me. Because like I said, I do watch true crime programs. And I remember from that documentary him saying that his hero was Adolf Hitler. So that might be one to look out for if you like your true crime. That is Nail Bomber Manhunt, coming to Netflix on the 26th of May. Coming on the 27th of May is Sculpt the Mask. This is a Brazilian horror movie, I believe. And this one looked really weird. But I just thought I'd mention it anyway. It's one of the 4 Shudder originals coming. And this is basically about these kids who sort of bring this demon who's been buried for years, this Mexican sort of black magic, I don't know, but they bring this demon out anyway, and he goes around trying to kill people. But it looked really gory. It didn't look like the best made film in the world, but it looked really gory. I mean, some of the blood and stuff, I do feel like you're gonna have a strong stomach for this. Kind of looks like a bad version of the one I mentioned before, the horror comedy one, Psycho Gorman. This one looks like a more serious type of movie. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'll watch it. The trailer didn't intrigue me too much. But that is Sculpt the Mask, coming to Shudder on the 27th of May. If you're a horror fan, maybe that'll interest you. Coming on the 28th of May is going to be my pick of the month. Now, it was really hard. I was going to pick Spiral, and I was going to maybe pick the next movie, but I went for this. This is Cruella, yes, starring Emma Stone. Now, this is coming to Disney Plus and cinemas, I believe. I think you've got to pay £20 for premiere access on Disney Plus, like you did with Mulan and Raya and the Last Dragon. So, if that is the case, I'll just go to the cinema. I want to see it at the cinema anyway. This all takes place in the early 70s, in the punk rock era. And Emma Stone is, I think she's the story of Cruella. She used to work in a fashion designer sort of, industry, but she went crazy and become obsessed with Dalmatian fur. So yeah, look, I like the trailer for this. I have done a trailer reaction on the channel, and I think it looked really good. I'm just excited for a AAA movie, one coming to the cinemas and stuff. I mean, I know we've had a couple of this year, but this one is going to be at the cinemas, so yeah, I have to give it my pick of the month. Horace and Jasper are in there as well, which makes it look even more interesting. The only thing I wasn't sure on was Cruella de Vil's dress getting lit on fire in the ballroom in the trailer. I was like, what's that about? But I like the whole look of the movie, the cinematography, and Emma Stone is just great, isn't she? So I think she'll pull off a really good Cruella. And hopefully this is the start of AAA movies coming back into the cinemas. So I'm just going to give that my pick of the month. Mainly down to personal reasons of just going back to the cinema and looking for something that I've really wanted for so long. And next up was one that nearly got my pick of the month, but I'm in 2 minds whether this film is going to work, and that is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Another movie I've done a trailer reaction on. And the only thing that does make me a bit wary is that this is not directed by James Wan. James Wan directed The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2, of course. This one, it's a new director. I'm really sorry the name has slipped me, but he did direct The Case of La Llorona, which I haven't seen. I really enjoyed the first 2 films. This one looks like it's going to go along the true story path of this guy who's going to use demonic possession as a way to defend himself in court. And there's a bit in the courtroom where it says, if you get people to swear on the Bible, you've got to believe in the devil as well. So, yeah, looks interesting. I mean, I've seen every jump scare coming in the trailer, so I hope the movie isn't like that. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm more like 70% hope that it'll be good, and 30% more like a bit wary that it won't be. But we'll see. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, and Cruella coming on the 28th of May to cinemas and Disney Plus Premier Access. Okay guys, that is most of the movies and TV shows coming this month. Is there anything you're interested in? Do any of these titles strike out to you? If you want to leave a comment down below, I'll reply to you all, I promise. And if you want to subscribe, it's it's up to yourself. Got a lot more videos coming. I do these every month, and I'll be reviewing most of these that I've just talked about on the channel. Thanks so much. Take it all easy, guys, and I'll see you all next video.